I've been playing Red Dead Online for about a year now, and I've quickly come to realize that most people live in a rather complicated love-hate relationship with the game. It's got a rock-solid foundation that provides countless possibilities, yet Rockstar does so little with it. The community, however, has many incredible ideas for new features that could be added, and honestly, most people ask for very small things, such as more customization, horse codes, or simple features that are already in the solo campaign. Other ideas are more complex that would ultimately, though, add a ton of fun and new purpose for the players again. I have some ideas of my own that I haven't seen discussed very often or not at all, and I want to start with the one I've been pitching to my friends the most, and that's a rodeo competition. I think just outside of Valentine near the theater tent would be the perfect place to open a new location. You could enter it to compete against either your friends or a daily leaderboard. There would be a reward system for staying on the horse for a certain amount of time, obviously, and you could do it on various difficulties. This could be where you get more items for your horse, new manes, new saddles, all of that stuff. And the good thing is the animations are already in the game. Catching and breaking horses is something you do in the solo campaign, and it sort of is a mini game already, but for me that one isn't really enough. I think wiggling the stick around is boring and nothing you could use to compete with. My idea would be, and I know this is a little bit out there, but it would be an actual mini-game in the style of Dance Dance Revolution. It would add a challenge that could be done in different difficulties, and it would allow a leaderboard to exist. I'm obviously not a developer, but I imagine this is on the easier side of new features they could implement, since it's essentially just button prompts and wouldn't require a lot of new animations. I feel like the same would be true for something like a Fight Club location. As for the other mini-games from the solo campaign, if they ever do get added, I hope we can play against friends in camp, obviously, and I think it would be cool if you could invite strangers to play around with you, like someone you meet out and about. And because we're already speaking of strangers, I think there should be more ways to interact with random people. For shy people or those who don't have a headset, interaction with strangers can be very difficult, and as far as I'm aware, at least on PlayStation, you cannot talk to anyone in-game if you're already in a party chat with your friends. So maybe there's room for a list of pre-written prompts, something like wanna hunt or wanna collect together, especially because sometimes you meet people who are also collecting and then you're just following them. It's kind of weird. Or as I said, offer to play one of the mini games against them if you're trying to settle things without violence, maybe. Like that could be an option as well. Moving on from strangers to old acquaintances, because I finally want to see story missions involving Micah and the native tribe. Maybe not within the same missions, but both would make sense to be around in a year prior to the events of 1899. Micah could be a quest giver tasking you with more questionable things than you are already doing. Maybe he's the one to even be involved in a heist. And correct me if I'm wrong, but he brings Joe into the gang in chapter 6, right? What if we met Micah outside Joey's cabin in an introductory scene, and after that you can meet him in different places just like the other NPCs and get your tasks from him. Aside from him, I think there is also room for encounters with Tilly's old gang, maybe even a stronger presence of the Chelonians. And as for the natives, I'm actually quite disappointed there isn't even a trace of them in online. Listening to Rainfall speak, it sounds like they've been at Wapiti for a while. They're clearly defending their home that's being taken from them. So why aren't they here now? It makes no sense to me, and it feels like they've been forgotten about or purposefully planned to be left out and added in at a later date. But it's been 3 years. Where are they? I actually think a whole native update or a role even would be justified, even though I would understand if they say it's a little bit difficult because they've already used hunting and a second hunting role, or actually it would kind of be a third hunting role if you take the naturalist into account. That could be difficult. But I still think there should be a update that's themed, or at least partly themed, around the native tribe. They could add native clothes and objects, cell designs, a tipi for your camp, decorated horse manes, new hairdos and trinkets. I mean, there's so much you can do, and I think they really, really should. Now, with the Blood Money update, they established this criminal underworld, right? And it has got me thinking a little bit about what could be possible with that. I think it would be really cool if they made use of it by adding a sort of black market with items that are a little bit sillier. For example, for Halloween, I think it would have been incredible if they had given us the options to ride stick horses or a broom. It's weird and it's stupid, but it's great fun. And it's not like these ideas of witches on brooms weren't around 100 years ago. In general, I respect Rockstar for how accurate they are trying to be with this time period, and for the solo campaign, that's a crucial aspect. For online, however, I don't think it is. There is room for some silliness, and it would be explainable through their canonically established alien activities and time travel too. If they set down Francis Sinclair as a trader for oddities, no one could raise their finger at them and say this doesn't work. I imagine they have a team assigned to check on player response. They surely must have seen the amazing suggestions the community has, most of which aren't too crazy or out there, and I mean, they would be halfway done because they're based on what's already in the solo experience. Anyways, I've eaten my last half for today. See you around.